It is no longer a mystery what will happen to Jahar Tsarnaev. Our peers sitting in judgment impaneled made it clear what they think should happen to Jahar Tsarnaev, and that is to go off to federal death row. They seized a baby bottle and baby pillows, and they say found in this baby's system was a very powerful opioid. This is a smaller Boeing 757. You may very well have seen Hillary Clinton when she was Secretary of State step off of this aircraft.
A state police cruiser was stolen this morning, then leading to some shots fired in Providence. We want to begin with Eyewitness News reporter Jared Pliner. Jared, what can you tell us right now?
Multiple sources confirming that the driver is dead. So we want to come on the air this noontime with that breaking headline.
The smoke seen miles away across the Taunton River in Fall River. Eyewitness News reporter Kim Kaluni, one of the first reporters on scene, and that is where she has been all night long. Kim?
Look at this. This is where this tree once sat, no longer, totally ripped out. I'm 6'6'1", far above my height. The rage started to build, if you will, right around here, Route 116, George Washington Highway, and it was just about this time of day. First, that breaking news. Police sources tonight telling Eyewitness News North Providence Mayor Charles Lombardi has suspended acting police chief Christopher Pelagio with pay. For the breaking details, we begin with Eyewitness News reporter Kim Kaluni. And Kim? One of the realities post-storm is that the sidewalks are absolutely clogged with snow, so pedestrians are forced to walk on the street like I'm doing now. You have to be very vigilant about your surroundings. Where are these vehicles? Because pedestrians, of course, run the risk of getting clipped.
I couldn't believe the pressure that it was putting on the trees and that they held up themselves. And every little flash that you see, that's all lightning that was going on.
Here he is, the president. I'm going to cut off that train of thought as the president descends the stairs after a brief wave. Barack Obama making the last few steps, and a salute, and a very enthusiastic handshake to Governor Lincoln Chafee, and now to Jack Reed.
Clearly fans are pretty excited. In Seacock with the Mobile Newsroom, Kim Kaluni, Eyewitness News.
All right, give Kim some space. It's a very raucous atmosphere.
Jared Pliner's live in Providence with the latest from police today. Jared?
Mike and Shannon, this video aligns with what an eyewitness told us yesterday. Now, Providence police say more than 40 rounds were fired on scene between all the law enforcement present. And we also want to add, we saw the Rhode Island State Police's colonel and top command staff in the building before the news conference, though they did not participate in it. Providence police identifying the driver they and state police shot at, killing him as 32-year-old Joseph Santos. And tonight, Providence police are putting out new, never publicly seen traffic camera video showing Santos's truck's movements before the shooting. Providence Colonel Hugh Clements narrates.
This trooper on the right attempting to get in the vehicle, several loud commands to exit the vehicle. And now you can see he's ramming this poor woman right here. She praised the Providence police for saving her life. This vehicle is now being used as a weapon in an attempt to flee, and it is hitting other cars. It is ramming at least one other car and is rocking back and forth.
On social media, many asking why officers didn't just shoot out the truck's tires as it is blocked in by other cars. Public Safety Commissioner Stephen Perry goes back to training.
We have to eliminate that threat, and we continue until the threat is eliminated. The car has stopped, no longer ramming or rocking at all. So that's why you see the police officers continue to fire.
Yesterday, Providence police told us no weapon was ultimately found in that pickup truck. Today, they said that remains under investigation. New at 6, breaking down this video some more and the pickup chase that began in Cranston. We'll see you next hour. For now, live in Providence, Jared Pliner, Eyewitness News. Shannon and Steve, we figure that dog was in the woods for about 17 hours. And tonight, family tell us her owner is home from the hospital and doing well. After a night of this on I-295 in Johnston.
That is so cool.
A reunion between owner and missing dog. Only Eyewitness News there as fear becomes elation.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You want to go see Mommy? Yeah, we can go see Mommy. Mommy's okay. Mommy's okay.
Is there anything more joyful?
But how you doing now?
A lot better. My fiance's alive. My dog's alive.
The dog is 1.5-year-old Scarlett. The fiance is 27-year-old Samantha Kennelly. The two together here. Kennelly was hit head-on by a suspected drunk, wrong-way driver near Exit 6 last night. His pickup slamming into her Kia while barreling south on 295 North. In the car with her, Scarlett. Nowhere to be found after the crash. Night became day. On Friday, faced with deep, sprawling brush, fiancé Dave Kenoy heads into the woods for Scarlett, joined by 2 volunteers, perfect strangers, moved by the story. After a while, Steve Sipik sees something against a tree, close to the road and to the crash scene. Dave Kenoy goes running, and from the tree line, Dave cradling a black fur ball. Scarlett had stayed put through the night. Sometimes words just aren't required.
Oh my God.
As for that pickup's driver, 57-year-old Robert Allen of Johnston, he is charged tonight with DUI and driving to endanger, resulting in injury. He was arraigned from his hospital bed, and toxicology is now pending on blood that was drawn from him. Coming up new at 6 o'clock, those volunteers who helped find Scarlett today. For now, live at State Police Headquarters in Scituate, Jared Pliner, Eyewitness News.
Anne Marie Danziger's husband and 2 sons left with a house full of photographs and memories 2 nights after the Mount Pleasant High School teacher was killed crossing the street, having just finished tutoring, heading home. The 19-year-old driver left.
She was a great lover of knowledge. And so anything that had to do with passing knowledge, studying knowledge, learning skills, excited her and got her involved with people.
A colleague who had been in the same master's program phoned just as Eric and his younger son walked through the door.
She said, "Did the hospital get a hold of you?" I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Well, did the police get a hold of you?" And I said, "No." She said, "Well, Anne was in an accident and she's in the hospital."
A 4-decade-long marriage and over 30-year teaching career brought Anne Marie and Eric to many states, finally Rhode Island.
I've got a 24-year-old son who has autism, and he still hasn't registered this whole thing. I've got a house I'm in that it's difficult for me sometimes to even look at the wall in the pictures.
And on the word numb that you so often hear in the wake of loss.
Numb would indicate that you are sitting there and you don't feel anything. And as my son Isaac will attest, I'm way beyond that.
The female driver later turned herself into police, where she was cited for moving violations, though police tell us that could change. Coming up new at 6 o'clock, we talk to residents who have lived in this neighborhood for a very long time, and they say that stretch is quite dangerous. I'm Jared Pliner, Eyewitness News.
A Providence procession not seen in generations. The funeral mass for ex-mayor Vincent Buddy Cianci at the cathedral. It was said Buddy ordered the driving snow and was going out big.
He's finding out which streets haven't been plowed yet and which streets will never be plowed.
The man who served in between Cianci's 2 mayoralties, Joe Paolino, remembered how he wasn't always one of Buddy's closest confidants.
In the early days, we were not friends.
That changed. Paolino talked about visiting the Prince of Providence in prison and quoted Teddy Roosevelt on valiance.
It is not the critic who counts, nor the man who points out how strong the man stumbles. The credit belongs to the man who's actually in the arena.
In 1990, Cianci's comeback was tied to the slogan, "He never stopped caring about Providence."
Buddy, we hope you're looking down today with pride, knowing that we will never stop caring about you.
And coming up new at 6, more on Buddy, the father, the grandfather, the man who experienced great loss. I'm Jared Pliner, Eyewitness News.